The drum-beating clanks of construction, the incessant honks of car horns, the whisperings of the wind drift through the open window as I stare at this unfamiliar world. These passing faces with unknown destinations, these winding alleyways with bountiful history, these open doorways with hidden stories. There's something so immensely beautiful about observing the life around you, the lives lived in a country so different from America, yet so full of the same love, friendship, dreams, and joy. And in the end, you find a bit of nostalgia for this foreign home. In July of 2018, the summer before I leave for college, I had the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to travel with 11 other student leaders to 3 different cities in China. It was a chance to see the homeland my parents grew up in, a chance to discover my ancestral history, a chance to find a piece of myself. From all corners of America, the 12 of us converged in San Francisco, California for a pre-departure orientation to learn about the nuances of China. After we shared the initial awkward introductions, we quickly realized these are the weird friends we're spending 2 weeks in a foreign country with. And we wouldn't have it any other way. We landed in Beijing on a rainy morning. The ground was barely visible through the fog and the pollution, but despite the deliria of a 12-hour flight, we were excited out of our minds.
I'm really excited, I just can't express it.
As the first views of Beijing whizzed past, I remember wondering, what would it be like to live here? What would it be like if I was born in China? This foreign country I heard of so negatively on television was slowly unfolding before my eyes, and yet it felt more like New York than China. Through sleep deprivation and laughs over chopstick skills, we tasted our first communal meal: dumplings, chicken, water spinach, white rice. We were in dining heaven. The next morning, we explored a Beijing hutong, or alleyways of courtyard residences. As China rapidly modernizes, these beautiful hutongs are being demolished to make way for more convenient high-rise buildings. As these little markets and homes disappear, what ways of life and what history are being destroyed in the process?
Just do this real subtle like, okay?
Our host siblings greeted us with fanfare, and as gifts were exchanged, an unbreakable bond grew between each of us, students of 2 greatly different countries. We were no longer American and Chinese. We were 2 people bonded by friendship, and like a tidal wave, China opened up to us. But they say a good traveler has no fixed plans.
Everything's falling apart.
After a smooth first week, all 12 of us got sick, and then our flight to Guiyang got cancelled. For the first time, I truly missed the comfort of home, the comfort of routine, the comfort of assurance. But looking back, the dark period of our travels built our relationship and our resilience. We learned to rely on one another and to laugh through the stomach aches. If we could get through this, we could get through anything.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We whizzed across China on a high-speed train to Guiyang. It was truly an amazing experience to ride on a technological marvel, something that could revolutionize travel in America. As I watched the countryside flicker by like an old movie reel, I marveled at the cattle standing on empty highways in the endless barrage of mountains and trees. Guiyang was absolutely stunning. While Beijing was impressively modern, Guiyang retained its charming natural landscape. The bright blue skies and the tall verdant mountains sent oohs and ahs throughout our group. Apart from the majority Han, Guiyang is home to 36 minority ethnic groups. We had the pleasure of being welcomed into a non-profit supporting the Miao group's traditional indigo dye. We found ourselves browsing through an ancient village, and climbed up a mountain to see the radio telescope.
Much larger than
Chengdu's great hospitality and pandas charmed us. With our Chinese friends, we explored cultural museums and marveled at the historical artifacts and shadow puppets. We built a village together and ate at a mall food court. We put aside our fears and insecurities and sang our hearts out at KTV. We gushed over pandas. And visited a historic temple. And in our last night, my host sibling, Summer, brought me to a beautiful marketplace full of lanterns and music. Before we knew it, the 2 weeks had flown by like a magical dream. It was time to leave and head home to America. but unwittingly we made a home in China. Was I ready to leave these new friends? Was I ready to confront the revelations I had in China? Was I ready to acknowledge the new person I had become? Was I ready? The person who said the world is a small place is both right and wrong. The world is so unbelievably big that to stay in one place is to deny oneself the beauty of different cultures, histories, and people. But no matter where one goes, the same human love, friendship, dreams, suffering, interweave into the fabric of daily life. Hey China, we'll be back.
Subscribe. Buy my merch. This is Pink Lady
Don't
channel.
forget to smash
27.
that like button.
And subscribe. Yep.
Hit the
Make
bell
sure you
button.
turn on
Follow me
notifications
on
so you don't
Twitter,
miss
Facebook
any future
Live
videos.
next week.